Hundreds of years ago, humanity exhausted Earth's herbal resources, inflicting society to descend into chaos and war. The quality scientists within Dystopia Global took the assignment of saving what become left of civilization and created genetically modified orchids that have become the brand new electricity source. However, people nonetheless fought over their differences. So the scientists additionally created the transformation. They flipped 16. Each person is going via a life-converting operation that transforms them into their maximum best self. These humans are known as pretties, and when you consider that they're best and happy residing inside the city, warfare is avoided. Those who haven't long passed via the manor but are known as uglies and live inside the dorms in Uglyville. Talia can't wait to come to be a pretty and continuously use an app at the replicate to peer her how she look after the manor. Her quality buddy is Parisa and that they name every different nose and squint when you consider that a childhood. Sometimes they visit the bridge for the duration of a curfew hours and use unique glasses to watch the pretties partying inside the metropolis. Tally will be turning 16 in 3 months. However, Perry's eyes are older and he's getting his operation tomorrow. They have matching scars on their arms and a promise they won't permit the medical doctors erase once they come to be pretty. At that second the patrol drone flies by way of means of so that they return to their dorms. The subsequent day for the duration of assembly, Tally overhears a different college students discussing the smoke, a hidden region outdoor the metropolis led via way of means of a fugitive named David. It's stated many humans break out the city and conceal there. However, maximum college students don't think it's real. At that second a hologram of Governor Cable seems and offers a speech at the importance of being quiet and best. Then all the ones who became 16 are known as, and Tally says goodbye to Perry's even as telling him to fulfill her at the bridge in a single month. In the evening, Tally watches the fireworks above the town and recalls the day she met Perry's. Her mother and father had simply dropped here on the dormitories and Perry's changed into in the back of her line. They exchanged nicknames and hit it off, so they speedy have become great pals. One day Perry's by accident reduced his hand while taking a table from Tally, so she were given the equal scar whilst they promised to live pals forever. Days biscuit and Tally sticks to her habitual of going to magnificence and searching at herself inside the mirror. She regularly checks her interface ring too, however there aren't any messages from Perry's. After a month, Tally makes use of her ring to hack the window open and leaves it in the back of because it has a tracker. She sneaks round and makes Ida to the bridge, however Perry's hasn't proven up. Getting worried, she makes use of a few rope to climb at the bridge and dangerously actions below it till she makes Ida to the city. She sneaks round through hiding in the back of other plants. However, while a partygoer drops some masks, Tally grabs it and places it on. The mask places a hologram on her body, making it appear to be Sheza sporting elaborate dress. Now Tally can get into the party, and she's surprised through all the decorations. Eventually she reveals Perry's, who seems completely specific and doesn't apprehend her. Tally takes off her masks and asks why he didn't visit the bridge. So Perry's explains matters are specific now when he doesn't realize how he should relate to her anymore. Tally can't trust what she's listening to and realizes how a whole lot he's surely changed while she notices his scar is gone. At that moment the safety gadget detects her presence and Tally has to run far from the incoming guards. She receives caught in a balcony. So she steals a bungee jacket and jumps. The fall is rather lengthy, however the jacket reasons her to bop and land lightly close by instead. Then Tally runs out of the town through mountaineering below the bridge again. When she by accident kicks a stone into the water, a drone reveals her and is derived in the direction of her to her. Suddenly her classmate Shay seems and makes Tally get on her hoverboard which will fly away to escape. The drone attempts following them. However Shay is a quick driving force and manages to loosey up it through doing heaps of loopy turns inside the woods. To thank her for the help, Tally breaks into Thea's kitchen and steals a few snacks. The women bond over their studies and the way Tuffet smiles to be left in the back of while all their pals grew to become 16 first. They comprehend they have got the equal birthday and get excited to have a pal to become pretty with. The subsequent day Shay brings a second hoverboard and attempts coaching Tally away to use it. However she without delay falls. At faculty Tally is bowled over to look a few women deliver Shay lower back a book for the reason that the ones aren't round. The ladies area inspired with the aid of using the text's description of surviving in nature and surprise if that's what the smoke ice like. Tally borrows the book at the same time as the ladies Namia her cool for her stunt closing night, which makes her indignant as it way Shay advised everybody. She's afraid they'll punish her with the aid of using denying her the operation. However Shay assures her the SIS team wishes everybody to be a pretty. As days pass, Talia reads the book, however she nonetheless maintains dreaming approximately at the operation. Shay keeps to educate her the way to use the hoverboard and then go back. Tally maintains an hacking together along with her ring to get more food. Talia additionally suggests Shay her pretty designs at the app. However Shay doesn't have an account. In fact she isn't enthusiastic about the operation at all. Eventually Tally learns the way to fight properly and the ladies use their hoverboards on loopy ramps to have fun. When Tally offers Shay the book back, she says she may want to go to that beautiful nature and Shay mentions that it wouldn't be so terrible now no longer to get the operation. However Tally thinks that's loopy talk. Suddenly Shay mentions Thea smoke and takes Tally to the brink of the woods. After leaving their jewelry on a few branches, Thalia passed the border with the aid of using their hoverboards over the river. Eventually they make it to the ruins of an antique town and Shay tells Tally approximately ancient gadgets like roller coasters. Next Shay takes Talia into an deserted constructing and drops the truth the smoke is actual and David might be arriving soon. Shay refuses to get the surgical procedure and will be leaving tonight. So she wishes Tally to come together along with her. However Tally turns her down, pronouncing she doesn't need to be unfastened, she desires to be pretty. And disillusioned Shay offers her guidelines to attain Thea smoke in case Tally ever modifications her thoughts and hugs her earlier than leaving on her hoverboard. Following the signal of David's birthplace in another constructing. The subsequent day it's Tally's birthday so she is going to the hospital for the surgical procedure. However they name everybody besides for her. Then a guard takes her away in an plane to look Dr. Cable, who explains Shay is missing. Talia says she doesn't recognize anything. However Cable can see her vitals on a display that suggests she's lying. Cable tells Tally that Shay is in risk because David brainwashed her, and he's acknowledged for holding humans in opposition to their will. When Tally insists she doesn't understand anything, Cable sends her lower back to her dorm without getting the surgery. That night time, Tally hears a noise and is amazed to look Paris acting on the window. Tally explains what it came about and Paris thinks she have to inform Cable what she is aware of that will in the end be together. The subsequent day Tally is once more taken to look Cable, who tells her David is growing a weapon to assault the city so she wishes Tally to infiltrate the smoke. Tally concurs to help and Cable guarantees that if she's successful, she'll get the surgery. She additionally offers Tally a necklace that flashes in her eyes, which she need to set off whilst she unearths the weapon's location. Afterward Tally follows Shay's commands and rides the hoverboard as the vintage roller coaster for some miles. Eventually she unearths an opening and falls inside the woods. However she's stuck with the aid of using a pressure field. There she unearths deserted teach tracks, which she need to observe to discover the smoke. For the subsequent few days Tally survives inside the wild like she examines the book and admires nature like in no way earlier than. She additionally receives to climb a mountain. The teach tracks have a large hole inside the center of chasm. So she receives at the hoverboard once more and makes a large jump that shuts down the board. Tally begins falling a very rapid however earlier than she hits the ground. Thea A hoverboard reactivates and he or she reaches the alternative via aspect of the chasm. Now she has to attend in a field A of vegetation just like the commands stated. Meanwhile Cable brings Paris to her office, revealing he went to her dorm the alternative night time due to the fact she asked him to. Paris admits it felt true to be in town, as though he ought to assume in reality once more. Then Cable broadcasts a pic out few had been selected for a new manner and Paris concurs to go into the surgery system to get frame enhancements. That night time Talia wakes up coughing due to smoke. She discovers the sphere is on her place and doesn't understand what to do. However all at once a mysterious man or woman selections her up and takes her away. This is David, who begins scanning Tali and her matters for trackers. He unearths one with inside the hoverboard and eliminates it. However his scanner doesn't react to the necklace. At the identical time Cable's guys acquire an alert approximately at the tracker being eliminated and he or she sends humans to seek the area. In the morning, David and Talia make it to a smoke outpost, in which Tali receives to reunite together along with her friend. Shay is exceptionally excited to see her, however Croy is suspicious. The organization camps for the night time and Shay asks approximately the necklace. So Tali pretends it changed into a present from Paris. Talia is amazed to look Shay satisfied after what Cable stated and attempts to explicit her worries, which makes Shay assume she got here to persuade her to move lower back. An argument ensues and Tali consents to present the Smoky a chance. The subsequent day Tali learns that the Smoky stars fires on motive to burn the orchids due to the fact that they're definitely poisonous and wreck any place they're planted in. Tali doesn't trust him and says the orchids have been the smooth strength solution. However David explains that's a central authority law and that the flora are turning the planet into a wasteland. He desires to take Tali on their mission to show it and Croy protests. However Shay vouches for her. The institution has an vintage helicopter that is constant with sun panels and that they pass on a flight. Now Tali can see the place where an orchids are used to develop, that is not anything however desert. Using a flamethrower, Shay burns down as many orchids as possible. At that second Croy's pill detects a person coming so David lowers the helicopter to cover with inside the smoke. The motion looses Thea a rope keeping Shay and he or she falls. Cable's scouts dispatched have become closer. So Tali ties a bag adequate of the rope for weight and throws it off earlier than the usage of it to move down. The helicopter begins to lose care whilst Tali appears for Shay amongst the flames. Luckily she reveals her and whilst the scout attempts to get closer, Tali grabs the bag on fire and throws it at him. Then the woman maintains onto Thea a rope and the helicopter flies away proper earlier than a scout can bounce onto. After the institution lands, Croy factors out the scouts could have handiest discovered Ama due to Tali. However Shay defends her and Avida thanks everybody who dangers their lives for a smoke so worth of a chance. The institution comps for the night however Tali can't sleep due to the fact she maintains thinking of Cable and the way she taught her to control the rebels. She leaves the tent for a stroll and reveals David bathing with inside the river. So she receives again Ina at a tent to cover her embarrassment. The following day Tali is blindfolded and subsequently taken to the smoke, wherein an entire network is flourishing in nature. Tali thinks it's tougher than with inside the city. However she admits meals taste higher while you develop it yourself. Even vintage humans should paintings and there's no money. So matters are shared or traded. Most importantly every person is there via way of means of choice. The educate tracks are being recycled to make equipment however they make no guns due to the fact they're pacifists. One afternoon Tali reveals unusual door and attempts a searching internal however Croy catches her red hand and sends her away. Tali begins the usage of equipment to assist with the tracks, tastes highly spiced meals for the primary time, and stalks the dances round the fire. Sometime later David teaches Tali how to use a searching crossbow and that they experience their time together. It takes her some attempt